Hi, welcome on board, everyone. I am Dhatri Dubey, owner of Pros Global Education. This is a reach out program for all the students who wish to study abroad and who are looking for options and are confused with respect to their portfolios. What goes down in your portfolio? How do you build a strong portfolio that gives you an edge over other students when it comes to admissions to international universities? There are a number of activities that you can participate, not only at the school level, but something that is beyond the walls of the school. You just have to reach out, you have to find out. One such activity that I'm going to introduce to you today is MUN, which stands for Model United Nations. Today's guest with me is Abhyuday Singh, who is the campus ambassador with Jaipuria Model United Nations. He has been associated and has been conducting MUN since the past 4 years. So he has a rich experience in this field. He is presently associated with Netcore Cloud and aspires to be an entrepreneur later on. So Abhyuday, welcome on this platform. This is a platform where my students would like to know about what exactly is MUN? What is this buzzword MUN?
Sure. Thank you so much, Ms. Dubey, for welcoming me. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to the participants, whoever is looking after into their respective time zones. This is Abhyuday. I was enrolled to my management education from Jaipuria, and to which I got a decent opportunity to get associated with this conference. Currently, as Ms. Dubey told, that I'm associated with Netcore Cloud, and now I'm aspiring to be an entrepreneur soon. So talking about this concept, which is Model United Nations, MUN. So I would just tell you a story from my childhood times when I was at your place on the other side of the table. So I used to look around for opportunities wherein I can see upscaling myself with respect to soft skills, hard skills, and the communication part specifically, to just put me across others, crossing over the limits of mine, wherein I can be outshone or I could outperform into the same crowd in which you guys are. So at that point in time, since this technology advancement was not there, we used to do essay writing competitions, and through that, this skill of talking and communicating and interest in English predominantly ignited in me. Taking that ignition forward to my journey, I did my hotel management, and I still continued to be a part of the student affairs, wherein the delegation part was there into the picture, and not exactly of the MUN kind of in a conference, but internal events which was happening in schools and colleges. I was be able to participate while anchoring them, while taking lead as a president in multiple other committee roles. Now, all these activities have uprooted my experience from ground zero to now, as you can see on my portfolio. So I would say small integrations leads to a better path in your lives. So every single step that you take in your everyday life leads to get you some or the other experience, be it be small, be it be large. I would say it's positive. You may or may not be able to mark any remarkable progress in a short span of time, or you may be. That's definitely dependent on multiple other factors. But stepping stone in a very small step also leads to a beautiful way, and you should actually look forward to it. Now, coming back from my story, what is MUN? So as we all know that we have a global organization, that is United Nations, represent representators from across globe of 208 or 245 countries are there with respect to different portfolios. They have got arms to operate it. So basically it's an umbrella wherein you'll have 4, 5, 6 arms with respect to the committees, and they do operate on multiple global issues in trying to getting a resolution of that. Now, when I talk about these fancy words, that what is MUN, UN conglomerate, UNICEF, UNGA, definitely some of these terms were being seen onto multiple websites, news channels, day-to-day life reports, especially during these times, because since COVID is into the picture, the most highlighted part of UN arm is WHO. So every single approval is coming from WHO. Representatives from different countries are putting up their own efforts that how it can be monitored regularly and the numbers can get reduced. Talking about the
Right.
international trade and the boundaries that we do share with our esteemed country, Pakistan and China altogether. So
Right.
United Security Council is looking after that part. If we talk about Sudan some time back, or the recent activity happened in Afghanistan, where UNHRC played a very vital role in implementing and secularizing everything which was on the verge of getting devastated. So
Right.
I'm just trying to give you an explanation on highlighting the pointers that these arms are the only base to which the world can work. And believe you me, uh, Denmark cannot be moved in a day or so, in case if we, even though we wish to. So still, Afghanistan is struggling to get back to its own culture. But definitely, the arms of United Nations Conference, or the umbrella that I portrayed, is working on it. So talking about MUN in proper, so it's a very popular activity carried out internationally. So it's just not into the national mode. Definitely, we have tried to get insights from the United Nations, and now we are successfully doing it throughout. But it is particularly for those who are actually interested in learning that how actually UN functions or UN operates. Now, the whole idea behind is this, just because that in India, in case if you'll see that it's a democratic country, and being it a democratic country, you'll find corruption, because I can assure one person of the team will not take bribe, but definitely other 9 out of 10, I would say, will have certain portions of it or might have some intentions behind it. But definitely UN is not being called as one of them till date. And that's how the reliable resources which are connected with UN is very sophisticated and very authentic. Now, we have been addressing hundreds and thousands of students worldwide who are actually taking part in this kind of conferences globally and in our college also, at positioned at very different educational levels. So I would say that a student from class 5th, 10th and till 12th, even beyond, in case if the person pursues interest in political science and is looking forward to pursue any career in India or in abroad with respect to that, can be a part of this. So there is no educational barrier. Even if you are a
Right.
working professional and you want to join this particular conference, you are most welcome, because we are taking today's leaders to foresee and enforce the law and government with respect to the business and arts which are there in the on the globe. Now,
Right.
the program
That
aims
brings
to
me to
build.
this question, Abhyuday. Sorry for
Yes.
interrupting. That brings me to this question. You're saying that students from class 5 onwards, they can attend the MUN. So what basic skills do you think this conference can cultivate in these students? Because it's a very tender age. They are just 10 years old,
Right,
right? So
right,
this is the perfect time for cultivating skills. What skills can MUN cultivate in these students?
right. Very good question, and I would just like to ask it the way you have tried to to gunfire on me. So in this VUCA world, we are actually trying our level best to let our kids sit in front of computer, because that's the only medium wherein they can get their education apart. Now, gone are the days wherein we were indulged into our classroom activities and then we used to forget our homes. So first of all, from the parents' perspective, I would say the kids who are getting engaged, they can be easily trapped in a zone wherein learning is there from 10 to 5. And if you'll calculate the hours, it is the almost the school time that the kid or we used to get our own engagements. So first of all is the addiction towards learning something, or at least sitting on a system and hearing. Because
Right.
to be very honest, on my part, I do understand that before speaking you should analyze everything in your mind, right, fit to the right sentence and then right word. So all these three things that I mentioned is connected with
Right.
a particular word which is called choose.
Hmm.
So before speaking anything you need to choose, and while
Hmm.
sitting onto the laptop or the systems, we definitely will choose a particular thing, which is devotion of time. With
Hmm.
respect to that, they'll first learn how to sit idle and hearing impatiently towards the things which we are discussing.
True.
Secondly, with respect to the conference, since it would be a bilingual or a single language operated conference. In case if it is happening in India with Indian committees, it can be bilingual. So language and the conversations that can be heard and that can be grasped by the student, that what all things are being spoken, in what pitch it is spoken, and in what language it is spoken. So all these three parameters can be looked on. Third is the vocabulary. So definitely there are certain phrases, there are certain terminologies, there are certain tools which are being used in this particular MUN. So they would be able to learn and grasp all those terminologies. And
right. And I was
respectively,
I attended one of the MUNs last year conducted by you itself, the Jaipuria Model United Nations. And I was so fascinated to see that they have their own set of, it seems they had their own language, their own, their entire jargon was different. So it was fun for me. I was fascinated by the way certain terms were being used and very strongly put across. So it was fun to see that. It was fun. What about the research skill? What level of research do you expect the students to do in order to participate and present a paper there?
Right. So starting from the committee, so every committee has their own set of chairpersons.
Yeah.
And considering it an online or an offline MUN, and for a beginner, we don't expect a very religious and a very authentic report to be coming out from them. Definitely there could be certain mistakes, but ideally a report should be authentic. It means, under brackets, that the sources and the inferences that are being used, they should be from the trusted web sources and not from the media, definitely, because we don't trust media as such, because we have seen different conflicts with, and the statements which are not authentic has been published. So
you go for genuine resources and sources, and then you cross-verify the information that is being put across. Okay.
Right. So just quoting some of the names, like Al Jazeera, it is. So we do trust that. And in fact, if you'll see the Osama's thing, which happened earlier, UN had to take that particular report from Al Jazeera, and then they confirmed it.
Right.
So it's
so this is just an example. There are other media houses. You're not promoting Al Jazeera. There are other media links that people can go to. Yeah.
True. So they can take inferences from those reports which are being generated by those companies, which are very authentic and being used by UN. Apart from that, the portfolios and the country allocation which is being done. So hypothetically, talking about you and me, since we both are available in this particular picture, you are representing India and I'm representing Denmark, and we both are into the same part of UNHRC. Now, the topic would be Afghanistan situation now. Now, you as a representation from India, you'll have to research it from India's perspective, that what all best you guys can provide as a help to Afghanistan, and same goes for Denmark, what we can support to them in order to let the situation neutralize over there. And that's how the research skills will matter, that you'll have to go back to basics, looking up to the every newspaper that what exactly has happened with Afghanistan, looking about their economic crisis, their political crisis, their democratic crisis, their human rights crisis. And these crises will further take you back to the basics, that what exactly had Afghanistan with them. So, for example,
so this is not only political science, but it's also a blend of history. You've got to get into the history of the country as well in order to dig out where it all started.
It is just not restricted to politics, as you rightly mentioned. It starts from geography, it starts from economics, it starts from financial things. It is a good blend of army and their infrastructure, along with the rights that they are getting. So it's a whole blend of the study from class 1 till a master's or law that we do study for.
True. That's wonderful. Now, one thing that my students are completely going to ask me, and I'm putting it across to you beforehand, is do you offer certificates? Do these certificates hold value? Do you give any kind of letter that they can send to the universities and that can upgrade their portfolio or can be a game changer actually in their applications? Do you provide something of that sort?
So from last 4.5 years, we have tried to be as authentic as we can, talking about specifically Jaipurya. We have got certain recommendations from UN also with respect to some letters that they have issued to us. We had a collaborative partner that is Implementers, who are actually helping us to get this catch hold of the MUN. But talking about the certifications and the perks that the students would be getting especially, that starts from certificate of participation. That is valuable because the chairperson and the signature authority who is there is a part of MUN, who he himself has been conducting with more than 10 years as of now. So he is associated with multiple secretary generals of UN and various diplomats. So definitely that brings value to that particular certificate and can be used in any of the abroad institutions to get a value added onto that particular kid's profile. Secondly, apart from the certificate of participation, we do share a certificate of recognition. So in case if the person who is able to, let's take an example, I have allocated as the city ambassador, and you are bringing 5 or more delegations from your end, be it from abroad or from the same native's hometown. We are able to generate them as or recognize them with the certificate of recognition as one of the best and renowned educational facilitator or collaborator with our organization.
Okay. Right. Wonderful. So do you have any MUNs coming up? Would you like to talk about it and tell us about that?
Sure. So one of the MUN which we are looking up is a day after tomorrow, I believe. That's on 15th. It's a 2-day format always, be it offline and online. So Saturday and Sunday are the slots being chosen, considering the school and their academic activities that the kids should be vacant, ample enough. So we would be simulating 4 committees over there, for the next upcoming MUN, it is going to be held on some day on Saturday, Sunday in the month of August.
Okay, that's wonderful. So the students who are interested, they can participate in the month of August. And right now it is on an online mode because of the ongoing virus scare. But definitely, we are hoping that in August it would be offline, so that the students can have a face-to-face interaction. That's much more better than having a one over the laptop. But that's also not less. That's also a great experience. So, Abhyuday, thank you so much for sharing with us the insights about what MUN is, and all the best, all the very best for your upcoming MUN. I would also be requesting you that, once your MUN is over, if you could share certain insights, certain pictures, or certain speeches with me so that I can put it across to my students so that they get an idea about what MUN is. Because Jaipuria Model United Nation is a benchmark MUN that happens. So it is one of the very best MUNs that happen in the country. So that's the reason why I would request you to do that. And thank you so much for sparing time. I know you're very busy right now preparing for the MUN, but thank you so much for being with us. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Gatri. Yeah, you too.